Welcome to 2Rich2Miss Unscripted. I am your host, your southern urban voice, Mr. 2Rich himself. And on today's show, it is Tuesday in the building, Tuesday, October the 20th. And it is a beautiful day over here in the United States on the East Coast and Virginia. And obviously we got a lot to cover, so let's hop right into it. We're going to get ready to hop into it. Don't forget to follow me and check out all of the articles that we'll be talking about today on 2Rich2Miss on Twitter. And as always, be sure to check out the merch as well. And don't forget to follow me on YouTube as well, 2Rich2Miss on YouTube. And shout out to the 95% of you guys that follow me. That well, the 95% of you that watch the videos that don't follow me just yet. Shout out to you as well. We're going to be going over the markets, and we got some green for Bitcoin and red for altcoins. And you know how I feel about that red. All right, and we're going to be just always talking about the DeFi market. Going to be talking about Binance temporarily unavailable. Guess when? Guess when? We'll talk about that. The Federal Reserve Chair is talking about there is a need for CBDCs, which this is something that I've already kind of been talking about. Everybody's talking about the Bretton Woods moment. I have a unique perspective on that. And could Bitcoin's next price boost come from 8.5 trillion in sovereign wealth funds? Going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about the Ledger Nano X, which is a wonderful thing to have when you're starting out in crypto. And of course, going to be telling you about crypto.com. Because when you go to crypto.com, using the link in the description below, you get $50 and you support the channel. And also, the wonderful thing about crypto.com, they are simple, easy, and straight to the point. And my favorite thing, you can move the funds off of crypto.com into your, guess where? Your ledger. And there'll be a link for both of these in the description below. There's a discount off of the ledger when you use the link, and crypto.com, use the link in the description below for the extra $50. All right, let's get into Black Business shout outs and we'll get right to the show. As always, the only real color that matters is green. Let's get it. Welcome to 2Rich2Miss Unscripted with your host, the Southern Urban Voice, Mr. 2Rich. And this show is about providing you with cryptocurrency and digital asset news, education, and tips that you can use as you take this wild and exciting journey into crypto. And as always, remember, the only real color that matters is green. Let's get it. Black business shout outs from the 2Rich2Miss Unscripted YouTube show. All right, let's hop right into the show. On today's Black business shout out, we are going to be talking about EastCoastHoney.com, the finest of high quality old world Italian beekeeping traditions. Let me tell you something. It could be just me because obviously I like sweets. This honey is really great, really amazing. If you're into the healthy stuff and you're doing an elderberry tea, as opposed to using sugar, don't use sugar. You actually get some of this honey and you put that honey in there with the elderberry tea. It's phenomenal. Or your black tea or your green tea, whatever you may use. Or if you're, oh my God, it's great. If you're cooking and into doing all type of stuff and it needs honey, it's locally made, black owned, great, wonderful guy. Ran into his store at the gun show out in Virginia Beach, and a really wonderful, cool individual, great guy. Definitely go check it out. Black Business Shout Outs is a segment that I'm going to be doing. When you run into these people and you go to their website, make sure you let them know that you heard them on 2Rich2Miss Unscripted. And the Southern Urban Voice. And these are places that when I shout these people out, these are people that I've actually done business with or that my wife has done business with. And these are companies that this isn't a sponsored section right now. And even when it does get to be a sponsored section, these are going to be companies that I actually have done business with. So let's keep it moving right now. Make sure you check them out. www.eastcoasthoney.com.
Black business shout outs from the Too Rich to Miss Unscripted YouTube show.
And we are back. And as always, we always ask that you go through and support these black businesses that we do on the Black Business Shout Out, because these are people that we use and that we like. So definitely give them a holler, give them a shout, use their services, buy their books, and all of the above. And be sure you tell them that you found out about them on Too Rich to Miss Unscripted. Digging right on over here into the markets here. Look at Bitcoin go. We are at 11,800 going up and counting. Going to be approaching that, see if we can break that $12,000 mark. And as we see, altcoins for the most part, when you look over here into the altcoin forest, other than the stable coins and a few stragglers here and there, most of the altcoins are bleeding. And you know what I like to say, when the market is red, that is the best time to buy. Red markets are buying opportunities. This is the time when you go through and you scoop up extra bits of those nice quality projects that you already believe in and that you already follow. That's why we say DCA is the way, and why we say the only real color that matters is green, because when your money is right and your wealth is right, you seem to have more options to take care of some other things that may or may not come up. It allows you to play offense in life as opposed to always playing defense. But I digress. Let's keep going. Looking over here, moving into DeFi. The DeFi market is still moving in the right direction. Total value locked is still kind of flat and kind of flat right now. But I always talk about DeFi. There's a lot going on in the DeFi space. It's growing. Some good things happening over there. And like I said, I mess around over in DeFi and I do some things, but not investment advice. And it's real dangerous over there. You could lose your shirt. Or as they say, or as we say over here in crypto, you can find yourself in wrecked city, right? All right. And so yeah, definitely be careful if you're doing anything over there. But there's a lot happening, a lot of good things that you can do. DeFi is DYOR, which is the theme of this show. So always do your own research, and DeFi, the area of DeFi, there's a lot of good projects over there that you can do DYOR and find some good things, and there's money over there. All right, let's press on. All right, let's get into our first story of the day. And this story here is one of the reasons why, if you talk to me and you have a consultation with me, if you go to my Calendly link, calendly.com/2Rich2Miss, if you book a consultation with me and we're talking about and I'm helping you set these things up, one of the things that you'll hear me tell you is to set up multiple on and off ramps, which these exchanges, they're on and off ramps to be to get your cryptocurrency coins converted into fiat so that you can do whatever you want to do with it, buy whatever you want to buy and realize those gains, right? And this particular article, without even going down into it really doesn't matter exactly why, right? But if you notice, as you get into this industry, when Bitcoin price starts to really pump and the price really starts to go up, and with the altcoins as well, when things really start to pump and the prices really start to go up, and a lot of people start to want to go in and try to get these gains or take advantage and realize these gains, some exchanges Binance we're looking at now, Coinbase is good for this also. When the price starts to go up to a certain level, suddenly for some reason, there'll be a temporary, using air quotes, outage, right? As the Bitcoin price will pump. This is not unusual. Unfortunately, this is not unusual. But this is the reason why when you talk to me, I say that you need to have multiple exchanges. This is the reason why, even though I'm not one of those bigger channels where they're actually paying me, I talk about crypto.com because it really is easy. The app really is easy to use. The app really does provide you with a simple way to buy and move your coins. It provides an off-ramp with their debit card. And the best part to me, which is definitely a lot different than the experience that I had with Voyager, was when I buy something on crypto.com, after the transaction is confirmed, if I want to move those funds to my cold storage, I can move all of what I purchased to my cold storage, not your keys, not your crypto, right? So, but other than crypto.com, although I don't recommend them unless of course you're trying to use them as an off-ramp, Coinbase. You can use Coinbase. And I do use Binance. And I have a Gemini account as well. I also have, well, I don't use it very much, but I also have a KuCoin account. And I mean, you have to have multiple areas to off-ramp and to get your, and to move your coins to do what you need to do to realize these gains. Because number one, this can happen. And this will definitely happen right at the most inconvenient time, which is usually when the price is pumping insanely and you want to kind of take some of that money off the table and realize some of that gains. You want to do some, you might have hit your goal and you just want to cash out. Whatever the case may be, you want to make sure that you have multiple on and off ramps so that you can be able to do whatever you want to do with your funds. All right, now let's press on to our next article. This article really just kind of goes down to reinforce what something that I've been covering here on the last couple of episodes. If you've been following the show, the Federal Reserve Chair. I mean, everybody else is already doing it. And long story short, Jerome Powell just kind of went over there and said, he didn't say they weren't going to do it. He said they're going to just wait and do it right. Okay. All right. Yeah. All of this, I'm telling you, all of this is happening right now. And then when they wrap the plan, the quote unquote, the Black Swan event that happened I need all the views I can get. I can't afford to be demonetized, to be shadow banned more. So, you know what I'm talking about. When the Black Swan event jumped off, they're using that as a way to really press and push this along. And I'm telling you, this reminds me of the Patriot Act. And 9/11. This is 9/11 and the Patriot Act all over again. The only difference is it's a different thing that's happening. And what they're doing now is they're masking this and going right in, and they're going to put these central bank digital currencies out here, these CBDCs, and there's going to be so much control and regulation over these things. It's going to be a lot. So my thought is it's going to be a lot with it, and not even going down any conspiracy theories with it. It's just true. There's a lot of control that's going to come with these. I'm putting it out there right now. Buyer beware. And this is one of the reasons why now is the time to really jump in and learn cryptocurrency. Learn about Bitcoin. Really dig in to see what's going on with the space. Understand, this is why I'm putting a cold storage wallet in here that I actually use. and that's known across the industry. I mean, this is nothing new. The Ledger Nano X or Ledger Nano S, they're known across the industry. Make sure that you get it from Ledger. The actual Ledger link. I'm going to have the link in the description so that you can go straight there as well. And it's important that you understand what's going on, and so that you don't find yourself in a situation where you don't have additional options or another way to be, or another financial system to be able to utilize. Because once this really hits, I mean, and I'm not saying it'll be here tomorrow or the next day or next week, but now is the time to really dig in to learn about cryptocurrency and really understand what's going on with cryptos. Because as they were talking about in this Bretton Woods, the new Bretton Woods moment, right? Everybody's talking about it, and because what they're doing right now is they're pushing it. And I've already went through and talked about it. So what they've said and what they're saying here is not surprising. What's going on is not surprising. It's par for the course. So what I'm saying here, and the reason why I'm putting this out there and I'm not going into deep detail as everybody else is about it, because at the end of the day, from an investment standpoint, what we need to be doing, if you don't know, for my 45 and up crowd, my 44 and above crowd, as the demographic shows me, for that crowd that is not as aware and familiar with this industry and what's going on and how to really function and how this works over here, now is the time, before these CBDCs really take hold and they really go through and do some real drastic things that may happen when they implement these things. We have no idea what's going to happen when they truly implement these central bank digital currencies here, and what all of the other implications are going to be around it, and what other strings are going to be attached and tied to them. So you definitely want to be making sure at this point now, while they are laying their foundation and while they are getting ready to roll these things out, because other countries are already doing it. So it's only a matter of time before the United States jumps on, roll theirs out. And once again, Jerome Powell didn't say they weren't going to do it. He just said they were going to do it, quote unquote, right. And I'm paraphrasing. So my whole point with this new Bretton Woods moment is it should be a wake-up call to all of us to be able to understand that the time is now to really learn that there is a difference between a digital currency and a cryptocurrency. A digital currency is controlled and monitored in ways that you really don't want. A cryptocurrency, in essence, is the people's money and is not controlled and manipulated by a central banking authority and manipulated by the powers that be, right? All right, so in the midst of it all, learn Bitcoin. And this just and this article that we're looking at right here really just kind of goes through to reinforce what I'm talking about in the midst of Bitcoin and in the midst of digital currencies in general. There are a lot of people, there's big money that's out here really digging and scooping these things up. And there's already a shortage. There's a supply shock that's going on with Bitcoin right now. So the time is now. I mean, the price is already moving. The price is already moving up, and once again, it's not going to be long before this price really starts to pop. So right now, in the midst of it all, this is a great opportunity. What they're talking about here in this article, we can go through and talk about it, but let's just go on and cut to the chase and just keep it straight and just give you the realness about it. Big money is going into this space and buying up Bitcoin. DYOR, which is the whole title of this video. Do your own research in this area and see how it fits for you, your life, your situation, and make sure that you have a proper hedge because once there's the digital current, once there these digital currencies come out from the government, from the central bank, we definitely need to make sure that you know how to do something else. And from an investment perspective, in the meantime, DCA is the way. Dollar cost average in. It's going to be rough and rocky out here for these next for this next quarter. It's going to be interesting. But once again, I say dollar cost average, DCA, continue to just slowly dig into this market. There's no need to go through and try to put a whole chunk in all at once. Dollar cost average in. There's going to be plenty of dips along the way, and even when we're going over here looking at the market right now, on all of these red days, all of this red over here in the altcoin forest, or these alternative coins that's over there, there's a lot of wonderful solid projects that's over there that are great to be able to take advantage of while they're down and while they're before everything really starts to pop up. So DYOR, do your own research into these things. Don't just take my word for it. Look at what's really happening and what's going on. When was the last time you actually used cash? How often do you actually use cash? I mean, let's think about these things. How far-fetched do you think it is for them to eventually just take us completely off of cash? And we already see this going on in other countries that are doing it right now. And here's the thing, those of us that remember the Patriot Act, what did we give up with that again? I know the answer. I just want you to think about it. This is the one, and all of that is the reason why I say the only real color that matters is green. Because when your wealth is right and your health is right, well, when your wealth is right and you have a health problem, you can pay for that. When your wealth is right and you don't like the politician, if you got enough of it, we can buy one. I mean, support their campaign and have a conversation with them and speak to them and tell them how important our views are. When our wealth is right, when our wealth is right, there are a plethora of options that we can take advantage of. And you can just think about all of that. When your wealth is right, the only real color that matters is green. We're going to leave it right there. We'll catch you on the next episode. We will see you tomorrow. Midweek is Wednesday. Leaving out of here, the market and the big boy Bitcoin is still going up, and the altcoin forest is still red. Get out there and buy those dips. DCA is the way. Peace.